I was visiting with my buddy 805RoadKing at the May 2022 Jacktown show. He gave me this box of goodies. Let's see what's inside. This thing's heavy. Right on top, these look like some relatively new, barely used. Looks like some sort of Craftsman's take on the vice grip. Here's another Craftsman. This is still in the packaging. These look almost unused. Craftsman adjustable pocket socket. So that's some new things. And then there's some old things. This is a Husky breaker bar. Some screwdrivers. Oh, look at that. An old body S-wrench. Tell you what, let me dump everything out and get it organized, and we'll go through it together. Okay, I made some piles. These seem interesting to me. Craftsman Professional Auto Lock. Looks like there's two sizes. Let's take a closer look at those. My understanding is these work like vice grips, but they auto adjust. So you open them up, put them on whatever hardware, and then when you close, it locks without having to adjust anything. And now it's on there. Right, and then to open, you just pull them apart, and then they go back. Let's try the bigger pair. Here's the bigger pair. This pair has a slightly different shaped jaw. The little pair has straight jaws, and the bigger pair has that more curved look you see on a lot of vice grips. Let's see what happens. So you open it up, got it around the nut, and then it's locked. Okay. And then you want to unlock it, pull them apart. Now, without changing anything, let me go to a bigger nut. All right, I have a bigger hex nut in here. I haven't adjusted anything. I'm going to open them up, put them around the nut, squeeze closed. Yep, locked. So that's the selling point. There's no adjustment needed. It automatically adjusts for whatever size hardware. I guess that's pretty cool. Let's give these wrenches a try. It looks like you can adjust. It's like an adjustable wrench, but it looks like the corners of the nut would fit in there. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, it's on. Seems to work pretty good. It's an interesting idea. Let's try the smaller one. Alright, here's the smaller one. Same idea. I guess it's just a different size range. Tighten it up. Got hold of that good. I guess the benefit, it's less likely to slip off. I guess that might be the selling point. Seems pretty easy to adjust. So would you call that a gimmick or a good idea? Here's a close-up of the packaging. Pocket socket. Box end wrench set. It says non-slip grip. Well, I agree with that. Resist rounding on all corners. Yeah, I guess because they catch with the corner in the groove there, I guess they would resist rounding corners. There you go. Open top allows access to nuts, even over long bolts. Okay. Standard and metric. This thing was in the box too. I remember my dad having one of these. He must have got it for Father's Day or Christmas or something. I think this definitely falls into the range of gimmick tool. What's it called? It's called a, that just says drop forge. Multi-wrench. I think I saw somewhere, yeah, Taiwan. So I guess the idea is to put it over the nut, and if you put it on this way, you know, it self-adjusts, and then you can loosen. And if you want to tighten, you flip it over, put it on the nut, it tightens. I mean, it does work. I don't know. Does anybody use one of these, like, regularly? Let me know. There was some vintage stuff in the box too. I like this little S-wrench. Bonnie. 6-inch. I've been playing with this thing. I don't know if you can hear that. Feels like she's slipping a little bit. I don't know, it might be okay. It just feels like it's slipping sometimes. But it's still pretty cool. This is a well-used Husky. Might be a part number right there. Definitely well-used. Yeah, still seems like it's okay. It's not bent. Still seems like it works. That's a well-used breaker bar there. This little ratchet wrench looks old. Cornwell. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Something's messed up on the inside. Might be a nice project though. RoadKing marked this one for me. Beryllium non-sparking. I think it says it on the shaft. I don't know if we'll be able to read it on camera. I don't know. There you go. Vaco. See, BECU, beryllium copper. And Vaco. I don't know. You want to call it Vaco? There's a part number. The tip's been modified, I guess, to work a special screw. Now, that's supposed to be non-sparking material for working around flammable, I guess, flammable fluids and flammable gases. That's interesting. This pile here looks like a set, or part of a set. And these are all, there, maybe you can see it now, Fuller. They all have the same handle design. This right here, this is a beefy screwdriver. Like that square shank. This also looks like a set. This sort of square wood handles, pretty familiar. There's no markings on the ferrule or on the shafts. And unfortunately, the coolest one, which is the biggest one, looks like it's been a little overused. The rest of the set looks okay. Again, no markings on them. This one was Mark Stanley. Looks like Job Master. And the tip's been bent. This is also a Stanley. got some bits with it. I bet that wouldn't take much to shine up. It's a little stiff. I think it needs a little oil. This wood handle screwdriver might make a nice project. It's got a number 2 Phillips tip. See if I can focus that. It's got the patent on it for the Phillips tips. That makes it relatively old. The handle's in okay shape. All the flutes are still deep. That would clean up really nice. I didn't see a brand name on it. And this here, obviously the shaft and tip are kind of mangled and the ferrule's not great. But I'm actually okay with that because that means I can steal this wood handle and not feel bad about it. This wood handle has some possibilities. That looks like a Magdad project right there. And this is the pile of everything else. Mostly no-name brand screwdrivers. There's a couple of minor name brand Roscoe USA. There's one of these things. Wait to hear this. You ready? That's like nails on a chalkboard to me. Ah, it's torture. I mean, it works. You flip it around, put it in here. Oh, no name on it. And then there's some heavily modified items. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this pile. I went through the plastic handle screwdrivers and I found quite a few that were marked Made in USA. This one is actually marked, man, I hope you can see that, Bridgeport Bell System. So I assume that means it was made for the phone company. It's got a Phillips head. That's kind of cool. And the other one that caught my eye was this one. I think it says Oxwall. Oxwall. It looks like there's a really nice looking green plastic handle underneath all that. Kind of want to clean that one up. For 2 years now, I've put items up for auction on eBay to benefit my local food pantry. The plan for RoadKing's box of goodies was to pick out some items for my auction. I usually hold the auction around Thanksgiving, but I decided to auction a couple of these items now. The Craftsman auto lock pliers and the pocket socket set are up for bid on eBay right now. I'll pin a link to the items in the comments. The auction is open to U.S. residents only. Proceeds will go to the Flemington Area Food Pantry. I'll put a link to their website in the description. RoadKing and I thank you in advance for helping my local food pantry feed families, seniors, and veterans. I found Bob Vila commercials from the late 1990s for both the auto lock pliers and the pocket sockets. Check them out.